And so we do it, and we wrote South of Me,
Yeah.
which is my first single that started everything for me.
And
And so the song would have never happened,
yeah,
really.
this song "South of Me," man, debut single. Um,
Yep.
Again, incredible songwriters on it, incredible producer on it, but you were still considered an indie artist at that point, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so
Indie
you get
artist.
all this airplay. You got noticed on CMT, and
Yeah.
that was incredibly unheard of as an indie artist at
Oh
that
yeah,
time.
it was totally unheard of. And I had people from the industry, it's like, oh, I'm going to shoot a music video, and they're like, why are you shooting a music video? You shouldn't be shooting a music video until you're top 30 on Billboard. Like, hey,
Boy,
I'm an indie
that has
artist.
changed, hasn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm an indie artist.
Yep.
How in the
Like, how
hell
am
am
I
I
going to
going to
get
be
top 30
top
on Billboard
30
without the
on
video?
Billboard? I
Yeah.
mean, I'm never going to get top 30. I'm an indie artist. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So I shoot the music video in Jamaica. It was horrible.
I disagree. I don't think it was that bad.
No, it was pretty cool. It was really
Yeah,
cool.
I
With
like
the
it,
gig,
man.
with the crocodiles and
Yeah.
everything. It was like, oh my god. Uh, Swimming. We're in the water. It's like, hey, you got to watch. Maybe you got to be careful because sometimes they're in the rivers, but sometimes they go in the sea
Yeah.
when they're hungry.
Yep.
So you got to be very careful. But still, we shoot the music video and release the song to the radio, and the single is climbing the charts. The music video is feeding the radio because the music video is going
Yep.
viral and
Hmm.
people are digging it. And even had some people say it was, uh, they called it visual Viagra. That's
I
how they
get it.
called it.
No,
It
I
was
get it.
weird.
Yeah.
And I had that swagger, going. And Ryan Smith, who directed it, I mean, he directed music videos for Jason Aldean, Eminem. I mean,
Hmm.
Avril Lavigne. So many. I mean, the guy has. I think he has the most top one retired music videos on MTV.
Wow.
That's how good he is. So we caught lightning in a bottle, and it just went viral, and everything happened with that song. And it almost never. If my wife wouldn't have said, "Hey, call him back and
Hmm.
say you want this co-write," I wouldn't be here, I
So that
guess.
entire time in your life had to be pretty damn surreal, coming from a manufacturing
Oh,
plant, like in your background, and like,
I mean, I was totally green.
yeah,
I had no experience in the studio. I had no experience on a stage. I had zero. Yes, I mean, not really. I sang in front of people, friends, family, really family, but never I had never done a gig where it's people I don't know.
right.
Never done that before. So everything I was learning, and that's the attitude I had coming in Nashville. It's like, hey guys, I'm here to learn. I'm not here to show anybody how to make music. I'm really here to learn, and I don't have an ego. And sometimes it works against me. I really don't have an ego.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell me how bad I am, and I'll just take it and say, "Oh, how can I be better?" And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to take it personal. I'm like, "Hey, I'm a team guy, so anything to make the team go forward, I will share, and I want people to share with
Yeah.
me."
And one thing that's important about not having an ego too, I'm sure you're aware of this, is just two things: being malleable, right? Being able to be
Yeah.
formed and molded. And number two, always understanding that there's going to be people better than you. And I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
that's just the way it
Totally.
is. If you have an ego, you don't actually grasp that concept ever, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like your learning capability diminishes when you have an ego, and you can't you will find it very difficult to grow beyond what you have become because of that. And yeah, I love the fact that
Oh.
you know that, and that's a strength. Just being malleable, being moldable, and
Mhm.
understanding that there are people out there I can learn from, no matter how much I
Yeah.
learn myself. Right? You know.
And even people that made it in the industry, oftentimes you will find out that they don't have a huge ego,
Right.
and they're open to suggestions. I've worked with different producers, and of course there are some guys that are like, hey, how many number one hits do you have?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you to come and suggest something? I know how it's done, and you just sing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, okay, it's my song. I'm going
Right.
to be representing the song. But you have some producers like, oh, okay, and then they challenge you without feeling threatened by what you're suggesting, and you're like, hey, what if we did it this way?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like, it's like feeling threatened and say, no, 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 we're not doing that, or having to go, oh, and suggest the opposite, so they come up with the other idea that you really
I
wanted
love
in
it.
the first place. Oh, that I can't do that.
Yeah.
I don't want any of that crap.
Great stuff,
I
man.
don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
So, but it's great, to work with these like Danny Rader. He's amazing with this, and sometimes I come up with crazy ideas, and still he tries it, and sometimes it works, and sometimes it's like, I told you, Robbie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm learning. Come on, let's try
Yeah, but
stuff.
you're gonna fail on every shot that you didn't take, right?
Oh yeah,
So I
exactly.
mean,
I don't
shoot your
think
shot, man.
yeah, I don't think the Beatles came up with all of that without
Yeah,
trying
that's
stuff.
right.
And David Bowie, I mean Prince, I mean
Hmm.
they were trying so many things, plugging things where it's not supposed to be plugged, and
And
you know
all of them have bad songs, even the Beatles, man. Like
yeah.
you listen to their catalog, sometimes you'll just hit into one and you'll be like, "Wait a minute,
Whoa.
no." It's
But I
like
mean, I
biting
was
into a bad apple, right?
yeah, and I remember struggling, sometimes, and saying, "Hey, we this is a very simple chord progression. What if we throw something in?" It's like, "Oh no, because radio and the listeners, it needs to be simple, sing along, blah blah blah." It's
Hmm.
like, well, the Beatles did it, and they're pretty good. It's
Hmm.
like, why can't we try it?